Now, rebuilding trust after cheating is one of the hardest things a relationship could ever undergo. But with genuine effort, love, and understanding, healing is definitely possible. Now, here are a few steps on how to rebuild trust even after cheating, whether as a guy or as a girl. 1. Acknowledging and taking responsibility. It's very important that the first thing you need to do when you found yourself in that situation is not to start making excuses or looking for who to blame. You know, baby, I asked for this the other day. You didn't to do it. You're not romantic. You didn't do this. You didn't touch me like this. All those many excuses. So that's the wrongest time to justify your actions. First thing is to acknowledge that you're wrong. Take responsibility for your wrongdoing. That's the first step. 2, open and honest communication. You know, for such a situation, transparency is very critical. Both parties need to sit down, all right, and have honest conversation about what happened and how to avoid such scenarios next time and the next step moving forward. So an honest communication is very key. So there's no point trying to be a strong man. For instance, if you're the guy that cheated and you're caught, you know, trying to say, you know, I'm the man, you know, tradition and all those things. Don't bring tradition into this. just go straight on. After taking responsibility, have an open conversation and let's move forward. That should be the goal. Number 3, show consistent effort. You know, words alone are not enough. Your actions must align with your verbal promises, your reconfession, okay, that yes, you won't do it again. So your actions have to align with those promises you've made. You have to be reliable, committed, and consistent, okay? 4, seek professional help. You know, sometimes the hurt will be so much that it will be too much for you to handle alone. You who has caused this whole situation in the first place, so that you might need to seek maybe a counselor, a therapist, or probably an elderly person like your parents or her parents, your pastor, okay? For some other churches, your leaders, your imam, your alpha, you know, whatever, okay? You might just need to seek extra professional help to make sure that both of you are brought together under someone who you both listen to and take advice from and say, okay, this is the way forward. I understand how deep this hurt must have gone, but this is how we need to move forward. We just have to move on, okay? Because sometimes it's actually beyond you who has committed the act. It's beyond just, okay, baby, let's just forget about it and move on and let go. Please, I'm sorry. I promise this, that. You might need the help of a professional or a counselor, a therapist, pastor, or whatever the case may be. In your own case, you know who's that best person for you to cry out to for help. All right. 5, patience and time for the betrayed. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. As a matter of fact, some people might forgive, but it takes a longer period of time for them to actually forget. Okay? Forgetting simply means that they just can't recall that thing that ever happened. They are just a different person. Even you who has committed the crime, we're wondering, despite this thing I did, how come everything's just perfect like nothing happened? That's because they've actually forgiven and forgotten. Okay? Now, forgiveness on its own doesn't happen overnight. So you need to give the person who is hurt here a period of time. Be patient with them because they might still have some lingering doubts about your intentions, and if there is any remorse from you or if there is any change in you about what you've confessed or what you claim to be a change. All right, so you need to be patient with them and give them some time to go through the process. Don't rush them. You have to be patient and you need to give them time for the forgiveness and the forgetting process to take its course. All right. Finally, 6, set clear boundaries. Moving forward requires establishing boundaries, all right, to prevent future betrayals. But most importantly, you have to respect these boundaries that you're establishing. This fresh trust. Say, okay, trust me, it would never happen again. All right. You must respect these boundaries that you are establishing. So you'd agree with me that rebuilding trust after cheating in a relationship has nothing to do with going back to your old self, how things were and all that. No, it's about becoming a stronger person, building a newer relationship, starting on a fresh slate and picking up very strong. Okay, even though the process is painful, it's actually worth it because you find yourselves rediscovering love, like a rebirth of understanding between both of you. It's a newer version of both parties. Okay, so it's not something that we should shy away from, or you say, okay, I've apologized, let's go back to the way things were. No, don't use that word. Don't say let's go back to the way things were. Let's wipe the slate clean, forget about everything that happened, and let's start afresh. I want to be a new person. I want you to be a new person to me. Let's set these boundaries. Let's have an open and honest communication. All right, give me time, be patient with me. All right, then acknowledging, oh, I'm sorry I did this. Okay, so after all that, it's a fresh start and it's worth it. If you really care about each other, it's worth the try. So if there's someone out there who has really hurt you, I don't think you should give up on love. I don't think you should give up on that relationship. Instead of letting it eat you up, just give it a second trial. Give it a second chance, and you'll be glad you did. Until I see you again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.